I don't know where we are in the continuity of these movies anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said earlier. It's that at its final death throes, humanity was just about to do the killing strike on Skynet. It sent back like 16 Terminators to various points in time, just to be safe. You don't know where they all are, but we'll find out soon.
From what I understand, this is it's a direct sequel to Terminator 2, which I guess means it's negating everything that comes after that. So you could kind of like, I remember when that recent Halloween movie came out, and there was that almost like choose your own adventure chart with all the movies and the different timelines that each one of them has.
Yeah.
You could kind of do that with all the Terminator films at this point.
You
like,
kind of can.
Oh, this goes down to like Genesis is in the middle somewhere right here. You could go jump way ahead to Salvation, and Sarah Connor Chronicles is over there. You could kind of make one of those charts with this film. So before we take a look at a clip from the trailer, shoot us a subscription over at youtube.com/Stone Gremlin Productions. Also follow us on Twitter as well at The Cinema Snob. We've had a lot of stuff up this week, so I'll give a plug to that. I got to interview Steve Guttenberg yesterday, and this dropped, by the way.
Yeah.
This dropped over on Amazon Prime. We've got a movie review of
So we have the very height of things, getting to interview a legendary actor like Steve Guttenberg, and then this.
And then Loquisha. A legend for this generation.
I assume you didn't tell Steve Guttenberg that this was going to follow his interview.
I interviewed Steve Guttenberg when I was in the middle of pulling clips from this. Not that I was simultaneously pulling clips from this movie, but I didn't. It was like a last minute interview thing with Guttenberg. So I was Mike Phelan was like, "Are you doing anything important right now?" I'm like, "No, I'm just pulling clips from Loquisha." He's like, "Oh, you might want to put that on hold." I'm like, "Gladly."
Yeah.
We've also got the Snob episode on Battlefield Earth, plus this week's other trailer reviews, such as Toy Story 4 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at a clip from the trailer to Terminator Dark Fate.
If travel is searching, I'm going hunting.
It's like, okay, there's a Terminator theme, right?
Sure, right. Yeah.
Like, there's an iconic theme to the Terminator, but why not? Bummer version of Bjork's Hunter. Sure.
Yeah, the bummer version of songs. I mean, that is, I'm working on the trailer for our movie right now. We need to find a bummer version of some song to put in there, even though it's not a bummer movie. We still apparently that's the trend right now, and Lord be us not to, not follow trends. But you're right, like one of the most iconic themes in history of movies is the Terminator theme.
Like, hey man, what do we put over this trailer? Like, I don't know, sure we could use a theme, but I was just in this coffee shop and there was this really bummer version of Hunter playing on there. It ruined my breakfast, but I thought it could probably work in this trailer that we put. I can't wait for the trailer for the next James Bond movie where it's just like, don't you want me, baby? Like,
yeah.
Stop!
Yeah. There's like 1 out of 10 times I think that kind of works, and then the rest it's like really, yeah. All right,
there is some things about this that I am looking forward to.
Sure.
I mean, there's one part of me that feels like I've been burned on quite a few of these movies at this point, sure. And even some of them I didn't past two. Mm-hmm. There's even some of them I didn't hate necessarily, like. 3 I thought was mediocre. Mm-hmm. Salvation, I went into Salvation thinking it was going to be way worse than what it was, and then when I watched it and it was like, I was like, this is fine. Granted, I didn't see that in the theater. I just like rented it, so maybe that had something to do with it. Yeah. I rented it when it hit video when it came out, so that one was like, this is another one that's just kind of mediocre. And then that weird bit of fan fiction called Genesis came out. I wasn't really too hip on that necessarily.
Yeah.
That was pretty damn bad. So with this one though, like, okay, I mean, beyond it's got Linda Hamilton back, which makes a hell of an entrance in this trailer.
Yeah,
like, I'll
absolutely.
say that.
Yeah, no, and she's badass. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the best part of of the first movie, and definitely of 2 as well.
I hope that this does end with her teaming up with Laurie Strode from the last Halloween to not only fight Terminators, but Terminators and Michael Myers.
Both unstoppable killing machines.
Yeah, you could actually work them in with the continuity with each other.
That's pretty seamless, really. Yeah.
What if we get to the point to where they send back Uber Jason from Jason X? It's sold.
Okay. Skynet is really just getting lazy.
Sold so hard. It's like, are you sure you want to send back this Uber Jason? He looks badass, but he did get defeated by a couple teenagers.
Hey, well, you know what? Teenagers kill a lot of our Terminators too, so whatever. Just send them back.
Over on the production end of this movie, the optimistic side of me is that, yeah, it is cool seeing Linda Hamilton come back.
Totally,
this one.
yeah.
And also, Tim Miller's a solid director.
Absolutely.
Who was behind Deadpool. It does have James Cameron back as a producer.
Right.
It's got James Cameron on board as credited for story as well. There are people behind the camera and in front of the camera that are making me at least mildly optimistic about this.
Sure. I mean, if anything, that's the type of group of people that can make this movie really good.
Yeah.
That's absolutely the right combination. So the question now becomes, is this a type of story that can still work? Because again, it's I mean, the whole thing about the first Terminator that was just such an interesting concept is just the normal people against the unstoppable killing machine.
Yeah.
And then what made 2 so interesting was the twist on the idea of we have our own unstoppable killing machine that can help defend us. After that, it's been like, yeah, okay, more unstoppable killing machines versus unstoppable killing machines in some various form. And so I mean, it's got like planes crashing into other planes and crazy action stuff, which it's cool, right? So sure.
It doesn't look at the actions. Other than the part on the highway with Linda Hamilton, that was very cool.
Yes.
The other thing you mentioned with the plane, I'm like, I kind of just feel like I just saw this in Genesis a couple of years ago.
And because again, you go back to 80s technology and it was just Schwarzenegger with a gun just taking bullets and keeping coming. I mean, that's scary as hell, right?
Yeah, the first one is still my favorite one.
Absolutely. It's such a great movie. And then, speaking of Schwarzenegger, he makes an appearance in this, and it's very funny because people think, oh my God, that man, he's so old. Can he really be the Terminator? Well, there's the video that was in the news recently, where he was in, I think, South Africa promoting some of his sports things that he sponsors. Really cool charity work that he does. And some random guy ran up and jump kicked him in the back, and he barely phased him.
Yeah, the man is still in shape.
The guy's a tank. Of course he can still be the Terminator.
Of course he can. And I'm wondering. One thing that is also making me curious about the movie is how little plot details are known. You have what looks like, okay, this person right here is a Terminator, Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah.
I said Mackenzie Aston. I'm like, no, that's not Sean Astin's brother.
No.
You have who appears to be a Terminator.
She's got technology that makes her somewhat robotic, but she says she's human, so either she is a Terminator who doesn't realize she's a Terminator, or she's somebody who has some form of augmentation.
It makes me wonder how much of the movie Arnold is in, and how he factors into this.
And it's possible. They kind of seem to be saying that, again, there's some type of time travel thing going on here.
Yeah.
And that, maybe there's an old T-800, is that what he was? Or
the T-800,
yeah. Yeah, there's an old version of that was sent way back to protect something, and so that's why he's just there. Or maybe that's just the guy they based the T-800 on.
Which was a deleted scene from 3, I think. There was a deleted scene from 3 that shows that. But with him being older, and now with this, I assume this movie taking place kind of in the present or something, it does make me, is Genesis still in continuity with this? Because that was the case with that, where he was sent back a long time ago, and then the skin on him does age, and so in present time he does look like this.
Right.
So I am curious to see what timelines are still in this movie and how he factors into it.
It's almost as messed up as the X-Men timeline.
Kind of, yeah. And I love old Arnold.
Oh,
I do.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Arnold, now that he's gotten to be an older actor, he's really channeled in his inner Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
And he's great at it.
Yeah, he is.
He's great at, I love grizzled old Arnold. I do. Like, Sabotage, that one movie that he did, which I think Irving and I are the only two people who went to go see it, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of Sabotage. I loved seeing him as this older mercenary. Like, you can tell that he has a lot of love for Eastwood in his older performances, and he does that really well. He does the grimace well. He does, and to see like older grizzled Terminator, I'm down. I'm totally.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, again, you're right. We've been burned enough on some of these spin-off sequels, reboots, whatever that they do with these, that it's like a cautious, like, I don't know. I mean, you've got the right ingredients there.
Yeah.
You've got the right ingredients to make what could be a really cool movie. So, all right, we're gonna see it anyway.
Well, yeah, certainly.
But at the same time, okay, so just don't burn me again. Let's make it a fun movie. Get it back to the idea of the fun and the coolness of, because I mean the coolness of 2 was kind of the fun of Arnold's performance of being the killer robot, but like still like almost like this weird paternal character to John Connor.
Yeah.
I mean, those are things that made 2 really good.
Yeah.
Is this idea of being able to approach that terrifying technology in a way that he was there to protect you. That's kind of cool. So
it was also the wow factor of the effects too in the film that it was also really cool about it.
For a 90, for the era when it wasn't super heavy CGI. I mean, it had a lot of CGI for the time.
Yeah.
Which was really, really advanced with the T-1000, but it wasn't all CGI. There was still a lot of practical stuff. I mean, that movie won the Oscar for editing.
Yeah.
Because like the sequence of the semi chasing them through that, through the river, the LA River, had like 1 million feet of footage that went into editing that sequence because it's just that complicated and that cool of a sequence.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some incredible filmmaking that went into making such an awesome sequence. So you've got James Cameron back as a producer, so he's there guiding this, and you've got Tim Miller, and Deadpool was another great movie. Yeah. So you've got the right people there, and then a badass lead like Linda Hamilton. So
I would like to see it go back to being a little scary too, because like the first was.
First one was terrifying.
The first one's a terrifying movie. The first one's, as much as I love the second one, the first one is still my favorite. Yeah. It is a creepy movie. Yeah. He's terrifying in that film. That's something I would have loved to have seen again, is like him doing that kind of Terminator again. Yeah. Just that semi-truck chase at the end of the first one, when you just see the glow red of his eye in that truck, it's terrifying. I would love to see like that kind of vibe again. I don't know if that'll happen.
I don't think so. I think that 2 changed it too much to the point that it had to be. There had to be a buddy kind of thing.
This looks like 2.
Yeah, this does have a feel like 2 to it as well. Yeah. I agree. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic.
I am too. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see those people do awesome things again.
So subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/StoneGremlinProductions. Again, follow us on Twitter at The Cinema Snob. Like and share our videos, and we'll be back Friday night with reviews of Aladdin and Brightburn. So we'll see you then.